for watching. I'm going to show you guys how to fix a simple job for somebody who's done this stuff before, but if you're a beginner, I'm going to show you guys real quick just some things that are available for you when you go to the hardware store. There are different sizes, so you're going to want to take measurements, or if you can, go to the hardware store. What I have here is a busted pipe. Take your old pieces with you because that's going to help the guy who's working there help you find the right pieces that are needed for you. This is the new piece that I've purchased. This was actually like a made in Europe thing, and it ended up cracking after 5 or 10 years, just from corrosion or whatnot. There is flexible pipes that are available, so you can get to where you need to get to if you have different sizes or odd sizes on your vanity. Okay, this pipe is just fine going to my sink, so I don't have an issue with it. But the way that this was set up was, this is some kind of fancy catch or whatever you want to call it, trap. I think they call it a trap. And this one went in here like that, and that's where it shattered at. It was like that. So what I did with me is I took both pieces right here with me, so I got the correct size that was needed for the pieces. And what I did is I bought a little kit right here. I think it was $12.99 right here. You guys don't have to call a plumber. They'll probably charge you around $200-300 just to come out and take care of something this simple that can cost you less than $20. So, okay, so take the pieces with you to the hardware store. That allows them to get the right fittings for you and the right sizes. So all I'm gonna do right now is pretty much slide this sucker up here. I got one hand, so it's hard for me to do this for you guys. Very tricky here. I actually slid this ring on over here and put it on the back side. That caused it to leak. So even the best of us make mistakes, okay? So I just want to put this in here. I'm editing this into the video, so make sure you do it like this. This piece goes into there, and this ring will lock over that metal thing. I've never seen one like this. Must be some type of different design. I'm used to using plastic, so I wasn't used to this little lip right here, and I actually put it on the back side. Wasn't thinking. Anyways, this is the correct way. Make sure you copy this exact design right here so you don't get a leak. But that's why it's always good to test your pipes when you're done, so that way you can troubleshoot it if there is an issue. Plumbing is very tricky for a lot of people. Water likes to escape out of the littlest crevices that it can. So, okay, copy that design right there. You should be good, and we're gonna hook this up. I just noticed when I slid this on, and this happens a lot with plumbing, where you end up with little tiny obstacles, hurdles, or whatever you want to call them. You see how I just slid this in and only went in up to here. This doesn't reach over here, but this pipe is very long. You can go back to the hardware store, get a shorter it's 1 1/4 pipe. They sell that. It's probably $3. Then you can cut it if you guys, they come in PVC also. So, but I'm pretty handy. I'm gonna go get my side grinder and cut this to where it needs to be. That way I can fit this in where it needs to go, because I'm not taking my butt to the hardware store again. So go get my side grinder, cut this, and show you guys what angle grinder over here. I've marked where I need to cut it. What you would do is just hold this up to where it needs to get to. And like I said, if you guys are worried about doing this, just go back to the hardware store, get a PVC one, and do that. They do make pipe cutters that are a lot easier. I don't have a pipe cutter that can cut around something this big. It's usually made for just cutting small copper pipe that are about maybe up to 1 inch, but we got 1 1/4 inch here, so it just won't go around it. I tried to do that. So anyways, I marked it. I'm gonna cut it, but I can't do it while I'm holding the camera. So I'll cut it and then I got a good clean cut, a little bit of shards over here. I'm gonna put my plastic gasket on there and be ready to lock this. Inserted that plastic ring right there and the other nut, whatever you want to call that, so that can go into place when this gets put in here. Now I'm gonna take this apart and put the plastic ring up onto this pipe. First you're gonna put this ring on here. Next you're gonna slide it's a little bit, some of them are flexible, some of them aren't. This one has a little bit of give to it. So make sure you put them in that order so that you can lock it in place. And make sure that you're using one of these little rubber right here on my film, one of these little gaskets or whatever you want to call it. Because if you're not, you're going to have water leaking. Always make sure to do a water test too after you get done. Don't just get up and walk away. Make sure that you don't have dripping coming down right here. It can cause a lot of problems. You need to make sure this is done correctly, and it can be done correctly just by making sure that you look at stuff and troubleshoot it, okay? Now we're gonna put this sucker in place. Slide it up a little bit where I need to be, and I'm gonna lock this in. Oh, wrong way. Make sure you go counterclockwise, or clockwise. In place, it is loose. I am gonna hand tighten the plastic one. You guys don't need to put these on excessively hard. They're compression pipes. So what you do is just put this one on hand tight, and that's why it's got the 2 notches. So as hard as you can do. If you overdo it, you will crack those little rings, and the rings, the little gasket, plastic gasket that went inside of here will crack, and it will start to drain water. You can get them pretty cheap. They're not expensive, but you don't have to overdo it. You just hand tighten them. These ones do have to be pretty tight. You can use a pliers, or what do you call these? I don't even know what they're called. Lock things. You don't have to get it all crazy, but just a little tighter than your hand can do. You really don't even have to. Use your hand, see what happens. If it doesn't leak, you're good to go. Just keep an eye on it after you're done. So that's about it for this video. Hopefully this video helped you out one way or another. Give me a thumbs up. That's all I ask. Thanks for watching.